There are very important Gujarati lines. પ્રભુ મને એ જોઈ હસવું હજારો વાર આવે છે કે તારા બનાવેલા માનવીઓ તને બનાવે છે. Even in Hindi, we have lyrics like सोचता हूँ कि वो कैसे सोचता हूँ कि वो कितने मासूम थे क्या से क्या हो गया दिखते दिखते. Enjoy this Frankenstein association with GROK, an artificial intelligence app. How these artificial intelligence is intruding in our life and how we are making some dangerous monsters. Thank you.
All right, so get this. Today we're taking a deep dive into Elon Musk and his AI, GROK.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we're looking at it through the eyes of Professor Jasvant Rathod from India.
Okay.
And he actually used GROK itself to analyze Musk and the AI's potential impact.
So using the AI to analyze the AI.
Exactly, it's like a meta-analysis.
That's fascinating. I like peering into the mind of your creation.
Right.
To see what it might become.
Yeah, and Professor Rathod's analysis goes pretty deep.
Okay.
He even compares GROK to Frankenstein's monster.
Frankenstein?
Yeah, he's concerned about GROK's potential to spread misinformation.
Really?
Especially because it pulls data from, like, news articles and social media.
Oh, I see. So it's not just like a contained data set. It's going out into the wild west of the internet.
Yeah, exactly. And, Frankenstein, that whole story is all about, unchecked ambition.
Right. Playing God in a way.
Right.
And the unintended consequences.
Exactly. So to really see how Professor Rathod used GROK, we're going to look at some of the questions he posed and the responses he received.
Okay.
So he starts by asking about Musk's financial support of Trump's 2024 campaign.
Okay, so we're jumping right into the political landscape here.
We are.
With Musk and Trump.
Yeah, so the question is, did Musk gain anything from this beyond just helping his, preferred candidate win?
Right, beyond just like the satisfaction of seeing him in office.
Exactly. Like, was there something more there?
So we're talking potential financial or political gain.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And according to GROK, Musk donated a significant sum to pro-Trump efforts through his America PAC.
America PAC?
Yeah, something between $260 and $288 million.
Wow, that is a serious chunk of change.
It is. And then after Trump's victory, Tesla's stock value skyrocketed.
Oh,
It added billions to Musk's wealth.
Okay, so that's a pretty substantial increase.
It is.
What does GRK say about the connection between the election and Tesla's performance?
So GROK suggests that the market perceived a Trump administration as, favorable to Musk's companies.
I see.
And that might have contributed to the surge in Tesla's stock value.
Interesting. So it's like a perception thing.
Yeah, but financial gain might not be the only benefit here.
Right, we have to think about political influence as well.
Exactly.
Didn't Musk get a pretty prominent role in the new administration?
He did. He became, co-leader of the Department of Government Efficiency.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this.
Better known as DOGE.
DOGE.
Yeah.
Which is interesting considering
his
history with that.
But this position gives him potentially huge leverage to shape policies.
Oh, yeah.
That could benefit his companies.
The Tesla, SpaceX, formerly Twitter.
All of them. Yeah, and DOGE has been really controversial.
Yeah.
People are concerned about, regulatory streamlining that could really benefit certain industries.
Yeah, and potentially harm others or not even consider them.
Yeah. Exactly. And Professor Rathod is really interested in exploring this connection. He even uses GROK to delve into Musk's personal life.
Oh, wow.
Looking for insights into his motivations and potential vulnerabilities.
So we're going from the political to the personal.
We are.
Which is always a bit tricky.
It is. We have to be cautious about speculating on private matters.
Absolutely.
But what did GROK uncover?
Yeah, I'm curious.
So get this. GROK reveals that Musk has 12 children with multiple partners. 12.
Okay.
It even highlights the tragic loss of his first child, Nevada.
Oh, wow.
And then his subsequent 5 sons with his first wife, Justine Wilson.
Okay, so this is getting very personal.
It is.
And while these details are intriguing,
Yeah.
they don't necessarily reveal the full picture
Right.
of his motivations or intentions.
Absolutely. We have to be careful about jumping to conclusions.
Right.
But even from these initial questions, we can see GROK's ability to analyze just huge amounts of personal information.
It's pulling from everywhere, isn't it?
It is, and Professor Rathod expresses concern about this.
I can see why.
Especially given GROK's reliance on social media and news outlets.
Right, which can be full of misinformation.
Absolutely.
It's like a minefield of truth and falsehood.
It is.
And GRK is wading right into it.
And this is just the beginning.
Oh, boy.
Professor Rathod goes on to ask GROK about even more sensitive topics.
Like what?
Like Musk's potential to suppress developing nations through his economic and political power.
So now we're talking about global impact.
We are.
And the potential for harm.
Right. And this is where the whole Frankenstein analogy really comes into play.
I see it.
What happens when you have ambition fueled by potentially unreliable information, amplified by AI,
right,
and then you mix that with global power dynamics?
That's a potent cocktail.
It is. So what did GROK reveal about this?
Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Well, GROK acknowledges that Musk's immense wealth and influence operating within this system of vast wealth inequality definitely has the potential to exacerbate existing disparities. It even points out how Tesla's market cap alone,
just Tesla,
dwarfs the combined GDP of many African nations.
That's a powerful image.
It is.
It's hard to even fathom that kind of wealth disparity.
It really is.
And it raises questions about the distribution of resources.
Yeah, and the power dynamics at play.
Absolutely.
So what specific examples did GROK highlight? Well, it highlighted Tesla's reliance on low-wage miners in developing countries for the raw materials needed for their batteries.
Right.
And it also brought up how Musk could potentially flood markets with cheap technology, which would undercut local businesses and further widen the economic gap.
Yeah, that's a real concern.
It is. It makes you think about the unintended consequences of even well-intentioned advancements.
Right.
But GROK also says that there's no concrete evidence that Musk is intentionally trying to suppress developing nations.
Okay.
It even cites things like Starlink,
which
is being used to connect remote areas.
Right.
But it's still a for-profit venture.
Of course.
So it's like a mixed bag.
Yeah, it's complex.
It is.
There's the potential for both positive and negative impacts.
Exactly. And the fact that GROK can even analyze these dynamics and present different perspectives is pretty amazing.
It really speaks to the power of AI.
It does.
To help us understand these complex global issues.
Right. But it also highlights the need for critical analysis.
Oh, absolutely.
And careful consideration of the information it provides.
We can't just blindly accept what the AI tells us.
No, we have to engage with it critically.
Right.
And this is where Professor Rathod's analysis takes a really interesting turn.
Right.
He decides to examine Musk through the lens of philosopher Michel Foucault.
Foucault?
Yeah, Foucault's ideas about power resistance and inequality.
Oh, wow. This is getting really theoretical.
It is. He's essentially asking GROK to analyze Musk's actions and influence within that framework.
That's a fascinating approach.
It is. Foucault's work is so relevant to understanding how power operates.
Yeah, especially in systems like capitalism.
Right. It's often subtle and invisible.
Exactly. So what did GROK uncover about Musk through this Foucauldian lens?
Well, prepare to be amazed.
I'm ready.
GROK jumps right into Foucault's theories.
Okay.
And explains that power isn't something someone just possesses.
Yeah.
It's like a complex network of relationships.
It's more about the dynamics.
Yeah. And it uses Musk as a prime example.
Okay.
It argues that his success with Tesla and SpaceX isn't just because he's brilliant.
Right. There's this myth of the self-made entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But it ignores the role of systems and structures.
Exactly. And GROK highlights Musk's ability to leverage existing systems.
Like what kind of systems?
Things like government contracts, tax incentives, global supply chains.
Oh, yeah.
Even public perception.
It's like he's playing the game on a different level.
He understands the rules and uses them to his advantage.
In ways that most people can't even imagine.
Right. And GROK emphasizes that Musk's wealth isn't just money.
It's more than that.
Yeah, it's a tool that gives him power to shape narratives.
I see.
And influence policies.
We see this in how he uses X, formerly Twitter, to voice his opinions on everything.
He does cryptocurrency, free speech, you name it.
And these actions have real-world consequences.
They do. They shift public perception.
Yeah.
And potentially influence policy decisions.
It's subtle but powerful.
It is. And this is where Foucault's idea of resistance comes in.
Okay.
GROK argues that wherever there's power, there's pushback.
That makes sense.
So even though Musk is super influential, he also faces opposition.
Right. He's not all powerful?
No. So what kind of resistance did GROK identify?
I'm curious.
Well, it points to things like worker strikes.
Oh, right.
Demanding better working conditions and union rights.
Okay.
And then you have regulatory bodies like the SEC.
Yeah.
Scrutinizing his market moves.
They're trying to keep him in check.
They are. And there's even the backlash he gets on his own platform X.
It's like a constant tug of war.
It is, with various actors vying for influence and control.
And GROK doesn't shy away from the issue of inequality.
No, it doesn't.
What does it say about that?
It argues that despite Musk's claims of promoting innovation and progress,
Okay.
his economic success ultimately contributes to the widening gap.
Between the rich and the poor.
Exactly, the haves and have-nots.
That's a really important point to consider.
It is, technological advancements can sometimes exacerbate inequality.
Especially if they're not developed and implemented carefully.
Right, but GROK also points out that Musk isn't solely responsible for creating inequality.
Okay.
It acknowledges that he's operating within a system.
Capitalism.
Yeah, that's already designed to produce winners and losers.
It's a systemic issue.
It is, and here's what I find really interesting.
What's that?
GROK even acknowledges its own existence as part of this complex web.
You mean the web of power resistance and inequality?
Yeah, it's like it's becoming self-aware.
That's a bit unsettling.
But it is. It's like GROK is starting to grasp the ethical and societal implications of its own existence.
That's both fascinating and terrifying.
It raises questions about the future of AI.
Yeah.
And its role in shaping not just our technology, but our social, political, and economic systems.
Right. It's not just a neutral tool.
No, it's deeply intertwined with these systems.
So to understand GRK's analysis better,
Yeah.
Professor Rathod also asked about how it gathers information.
Right, how it analyzes and verifies the data it uses.
That's crucial.
It is the reliability of GROK's insights depends on the quality of its sources.
So how does it work?
Well, GROK explains that it pulls information from like a massive pool of sources.
Like what?
Public records, news articles, social media posts, academic papers.
Wow, so it's casting a really wide net.
It is pretty much anything you can imagine.
And how does it ensure accuracy with such a diverse data set?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is.
And Professor Rathod was definitely concerned about this too.
I bet.
GROK says that it cross-references information across multiple sources.
Okay.
Prioritizing primary sources like Musk's own statements.
That makes sense.
And giving less weight to things like rumors or unverified claims.
So it's trying to filter out the noise.
It is, but it's not a perfect system.
Right.
GROK acknowledges that there's always a possibility for errors.
Especially with breaking news or obscure details.
Yeah.
So there's a level of uncertainty.
There is, but GROK emphasizes transparency.
Huh?
It clearly indicates which information is verified and which is not.
That's good.
And it encourages users to verify information independently.
Using primary sources or peer-reviewed studies.
Exactly. It's like it's saying, hey, I'm here to help you explore these issues,
Right.
but don't just take my word for it.
Do your own research.
Right.
Draw your own conclusions.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that even with advanced AI,
Yeah.
we can't just stop thinking critically.
We have to be active participants in the search for truth.
Absolutely. And it's fascinating because Professor Rathod's whole analysis hinges on this technology that he's also scrutinizing.
It's a recursive loop.
It is. It really makes you think.
It speaks to our complex relationship with technology.
Right. We're both empowered and challenged by it.
Absolutely.
So where does this leave us?
Yeah.
What are the key takeaways from Professor Rathod's deep dive into Elon Musk and GROK? I think Professor Rathod's analysis with GROK really gave us a unique look at Elon Musk and the potential impact of AI.
Yeah, it did.
Like, it highlighted that complex connection between power resistance and inequality.
Right. And it makes you think about how these new technologies could make things better or worse.
Exactly. And we have to remember that Professor Rathod actually created a document himself and then fed it into GROK
Oh, yeah, that's
to get all this information, which is kind of wild when you think about it.
It is. It's like a loop, you know?
It is. It's like an AI analyzing a document about AI.
Right.
Written by a human who's worried about AI.
Layers upon layers of complexity.
Right. And it all comes back to that big question, is Elon Musk just a product of the system or is he manipulating it?
It's a tough one to answer.
It is, especially as AI, like GROK, becomes more and more a part of our lives.
Yeah, we have to think about how it fits into those power dynamics.
We do the ones that Professor Rathod brought up.
Power resistance and inequality.
Exactly.
There's a lot to consider.
It is, but maybe as we use these technologies more, we can use them to challenge those systems.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, instead of just understanding the world, maybe we can use them to make it more equitable.
Like use AI to fight inequality.
Exactly. It reminds us that technology is a tool and we can choose how to use it.
For good or for bad.
Right. The responsibility is on us to make sure it makes the world better for everyone.
Well said. And on that note, I think I'll leave you with a final thought.
Okay, I'm listening.
If an AI can analyze the systems that created it,
Yeah.
does that mean it could also imagine new systems?
Like better ones?
Maybe ones that are more just and more equitable?
That's a huge question.
It is.
And I think it's one we'll be thinking about for a long time.
I agree.
Well, that's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for listening.